Hello everyone and welcome to episode 65 of Mentos Plays Spelunky, here for the November 1st daily challenge. In fact, in 1 week it will be a very special daily challenge because it will be my birthday daily challenge. First thing that came to mind at the date of this one, I know that it is kind of irrelevant information, but it's still interesting to see how I do on that one. I kind of hope it'll be a good run, just because then I could be like, you know what? This is a great birthday present from the Spelunky randomization. I don't know if that'll happen, but I can hope. So I did take the web gun with us, which is a rather odd thing to bring with, but it does have its uses. For example, whoop, that didn't work out as I planned. There we go. Now if I get up there before it dissipates, then we can use that to kind of double jump over here, and that's going to give us access to this damsel, which we would not have been able to reach without a rope or a bomb before. We're still going to need a rope actually, because I dropped the web gun down earlier than I should have. I could have gone back around, but I didn't feel like taking the time. Actually, you know what, we could have got it in that same way without the web gun. But we could have got it without any resources if I had used the web gun properly, let's put it that way. I'm not very adept at using the web gun. It's an idea that has only recently become known to me, that it has a lot more uses than just slowing some enemies down. I apologize, damsel, I have whipped you in the face, and we're actually going to take the machete with us. The web gun can have its uses, but at the same time, if you aren't prepared to use it properly, if you aren't prepared to drop it more specifically when an enemy attacks, then you have some problems. You make very sure that that bomb wasn't going to fall on the altar and anger Kali. Of course, we do want to find our damsel now and bring him, her, or Mr/Mrs. Doggy, whichever it may be. The damsel, the manzel, or the pugzel, whichever one. We want to be able to bring up there to the altar. Although it is going to cost us kind of an absurd amount of ropes to do so, it appears. If we are even able to at all. Can't make a jump up there. Well, we had to waste one rope, so I don't think we're going to be able to bring Mr. Doggy here down to the altar. We will be able to get climbing gloves, a pitcher's mitt, and a mystery box, and a cape from the shop, which is pretty good. We might actually be able to make this happen. I'm going to try. I know it's going to use up all my ropes, but I'm hoping this will work out. Indeed it does. Except for one thing, which is the fact that, am I going to have a way to get back up after I kill the shopkeeper? Is there going to be any way? If I didn't have to use that rope, there would have been for sure. Yes, there is going to be a way back up. Now, I ask if there is going to be a way back up, because obviously if I kill the shopkeeper first, then I already have these items, and that means I can't get them from Kali. Which means that we're going to get something different, like spike shoes or spring shoes, or spectacles, hopefully not. But either way, we're going to get a new item instead of getting one that the shop already had for sale, which is a big plus. Of course, if we had a couple more items by now, we could get a jetpack out of it, but we do not. All we get is spectacles. That's not exactly something that makes me happy, but it's better than nothing, I guess. We also got a few bombs out of that shop, I should point out, which is helpful. I would like to get that crate down there. It's going to cost me a couple of bombs to do, though. You know what, screw it. We'll put a bomb here. We might bring this shopkeeper up to the altar as well. Obviously not a big difference maker, because they aren't worth even as much as a dead damsel, but we do get more ropes. I think that's actually a pretty good trade. You know what, we're going to need to go just to be able to get back to the exit. So it's probably better for me to just bring this guy to the altar after all. Bring this guy to the altar. Okay, now we should be able to make room for ourselves to actually get our shotgun and get to the exit before the ghost gets to us. Which is, of course, something that was going to be a problem before, which is now not so much of a concern. Shoddy, come here. Come here, Shoddy. Of course, there are a lot of gems on the walls that I wish I could have picked up, but obviously time and resources do not allow. And resources are the much more limiting factor of the two, let's be honest here. We do have a dark level, of course, because why would Spelunky not give you a dark level on the daily challenge? That just seems ridiculous. Why would you want to do that? God, I hate dark levels. There is a shop here as well. Looks like he's selling absolutely nothing of worth. I don't know if I'll be able to... Well, he's got the spike shoes. I take that back. It's not nothing of worth. It's just very little of significantly more value than what we already have. Now, it's also not going to be possible for me to just blast him. But if I get close enough here, he'll probably jump himself onto the spikes pretty quickly. He'll definitely do it before he can get to me, I know that much. Did look like there was something going on down there, maybe an idol or something. Not sure if it was an idol or an altar, to be perfectly honest with you. But we can figure that out when the time comes for it. We also have the ability to sneak our way up here, where we normally wouldn't be able to reach, which didn't really have much of value for us. I apologize for that sound in the background. I did not realize I did not have Chrome muted. That would be the sounds of the Delver's Drop message board. You know, I gotta do something to open this up for him. There we go. That worked exactly as planned. And this is an altar down there, so we could get a Kapala on this floor. Possibly without even having to use the damsel. Not sure if I really need a bomb to go down here, but I want to use one just to be safe. Didn't quite land him on the altar like I had hoped. Actually, that was very close. I'm impressed. Of course, we do need to hurry up a bit because we do have the threat of the ghost on our side. Doggy is in here. He's going to take more bombs than I have to get to. Obviously, the shopkeeper is not in an easily killable position. So we're going to have to take a risk here to make this work. Oh god. How did you wake up? I shot you! I don't understand how he woke up so quick, quite frankly. Usually when you shoot them, they stay down long enough for you to shoot them again. That time he decided to get up before my gun could fire again. So, bravo on something that I could not have seen coming. There. That's honestly the kind of death that bugs me most in Spelunky. It's not the deaths that are easily defensible or anything. I know I've said it before, but it's ones like that where things just don't happen like they normally do. I want to get that crate. It looks like it's going to cost me a couple of bombs to get if I want to, though. That scorpion was apparently immune to my whip for that first hit, which happens because he had just spawned. But, okay, that's going to cost way too much to get. Never mind that crate, then. Going to get the spider killed. So, hopefully our run won't end like that again, so disappointingly and early. Yeah, I'll use a bomb to get a damsel. But yeah, you know, like, I'm honestly kind of confused what happened there. Like, I know for a fact I shot the shopkeeper. I saw his body bounce when I shot. So he shouldn't have been able to be awake before my next shotgun blast fired. So I'm kind of confused, quite frankly. Nothing I can do about it now, obviously, but I just wish for some consistency at times. And once he grabbed me, obviously there was nothing I could do. I was stun locked and perma mode until I was dead. So that was not much to do. It was pretty much once he woke up, I was done for. I was going to use bombs on him to try to draw him out at least and put him in a position where I could shoot him. But that would have involved me using bombs I didn't really have extras of, quite frankly. I might be able to get into there from below, but I would rather just get in here, and come back up and get my damsel on the altar. Live bomb. Run away. Just barely gonna have to use a rope to get back up here, but that's fine. A rope for spring boots is a trade that's okay by me. We should go down the other way though, the way that the level is actually laid out, so to speak. Because there might be stuff we'll miss if we don't. We also have the pitcher's mitt early again, which is actually a nice addition to have. It does make certain things easier. Like this, for example. That perfect shot through that spider. 3 piles of ropes and spectacles. I apologize, Mr. Shopkeeper, but your shop is not even good enough to rob, nonetheless good enough to buy anything from. I guess it's kind of the other way around, like it's not even good enough to buy anything, nonetheless to rob, which is, I guess, more offensive, even though it is better for him. But at the same time, it feels kind of weird to say, like, your shop's so bad I wouldn't even rob it. It makes more sense to say, your shop is so bad I wouldn't even buy anything from it. Because there are some shops that are really bad that I wouldn't rob them, but I would buy something from. That is not one of them. Oh, come on. Anything of interest over here? Push this one off the ledge. We've got a vault and it looks like nothing else. Good, good. Over here we got a chest, a crate, some gems, and a Norden alert. Hello, Norden. Thank you for your daily appearance. I really wish there was a way that I could turn those alerts off. Is it just me, or is that like the most confusingly stupid thing about the way computers have been going lately? There's so much concern about, you know, things going on while you're not paying attention, and, you know, automatically doing things without you telling it to you know, make sure that it gets done even with someone who doesn't really know what they're doing all that well. And then it turns into this game of, you know, no matter what you're doing, no matter when you're doing it, you have to worry if you're going to be able to actually accomplish what you're going to do without having troubles. You know, it's not just the Norden alerts, it's things like, you know, Windows Update, where if you aren't paying attention to your computer for 15 minutes, it can shut down and restart your computer, losing you any unsaved progress and documents you have open, having you stuck in a position where you have to wait for the updates to install before you can use your computer again. All that just because they don't want to trust people to do it themselves. Which, I mean, honestly, in a large amount is probably, you know, smart. There are a lot of people who don't bother with those things, even when they're important. But at the same time, they do it for every single update and every single little thing they're doing. And now with the Norden thing, you know, it's to the point of your computer is using resources, just so you know. It's like, I know when I'm using something I know when I'm using something intensive. I don't need you to tell me that what I'm using isn't something light on the computer. I know it is. This isn't a problem. This is just called running a program that's not easy to run for the system. Do we want to rob the shop? No, but we're going to buy the compass. Again, a shop not worthy of robbing. Nothing going on over there either. This has been a strangely mundane run in terms of items we've gotten and such. I mean, getting spring boots and climbing gloves this early are... not climbing gloves, pitcher's mitt this early is a bit strange, a bit unusual. But all things considered, it's not like it's anything all that rare to come across early, if that makes sense. And any of the items don't show up often enough where they're common necessarily, but it's not anything that doesn't show up, you know, this early all that often, which is kind of weird. Usually there's at least one of those items where it's like, oh, well, I don't see this all the time. Oh god. I was gonna go up and get that treasure before I realized the snake was gonna spit directly at where I was jumping to, which of course would not be a good thing. I don't want to take damage, or the stun that very possibly could have knocked me on the spikes, and of course there is a dark level. I just did a very risky thing by jumping over that plant like I did, let's be honest here. There is a jetpack in the gambling house. Now this raises a question, because part of me wants to rob that jetpack, but part of me also knows that to do so is going to be much harder than your average shop robbery, which kind of worries me. You know, with your normal shop robbery, you've got a nice clear line on the shopkeeper, with a robbery of a gambling house, you're kind of playing with fire, you know what I mean? There you go, buddy. Is there any easy way that I can do this? Especially without wasting bombs. We're gonna use a bomb. Well, he made it down there, which was not necessarily anticipated. I was kind of hoping he wouldn't get down there and grab his shotgun again before I could do anything about it. But he kind of snuck by me. There are some spikes over this way, so if I can lure him over here, maybe he'll either get killed by the tiki trap or jump himself onto the spikes, one of the two. Looks like he's having trouble deciding where to go. There we go. And now we just drop a rope here, climb down, grab his money, his shotgun, and we make our move toward the exit. This monkey has knocked me unconscious, another one stole some of my money. I didn't even realize there were two of them, quite frankly. Screw you, monkey! Screw you too, monkey! Why always with the knocking out? God damn it! I hate when monkeys get you in that position where you just can't really move. We do have a damsel up here. And no sign of the black market on this floor, which is good. Hopefully we're going to have a chance to get more bombs, because getting to the black market with one bomb is not always possible. So we're going to cross our fingers on that one a little bit. We do have a crate down there that we could get for the price of one bomb. We're going to go for it because we really don't have much of a choice. And it's ropes. Now I wish I'd gone for the other crate that we could have gotten with one bomb. Because now I worry that we won't be going to the black market. Which is obviously not something that I enjoy the thought of. I do kind of wish we had spike shoes. There's the damsel down there, we can remember that. There are bees on this level. Not the bees! Not the bees! Queen bee is dead. Little bees are falling in line to be murdered. Very simply, I might add. The damsel's priority for a matter of health is pretty much 0 now. Well, I did just take a couple of stupid hits from those bees. That bat actually blocked my shot and preserved that shopkeeper's life a little bit longer. And more ropes, of course. Because why would it be bombs? I have 11 bombs, I have 11 ropes and 0 bombs. So of course every crate has to be ropes. It's just the natural order of things. If you have a lot of a resource, when it rains it pours. If you don't have any of it, when it's a drought, it's a very bad one. And we are going to take damsel here. We are going to go back up and get the idol because why not? Still no sign of the black market, so we do still have a chance to go. My hope is kind of waning the longer we go without getting bombs though. It is kind of mortifying to not have any at this point. But we soldier onwards. At the very least we can go for an Olmec run if our hopes are dashed by way of lack of bombs. We can also start making some more sacrifices. This guy we can sacrifice alive, which is worth more points. We can't really mess with that guy. We also have no way to access this damsel without bombs, which is exceedingly frustrating. As if it wasn't bad enough that we can't access the black market without any bombs. If you block me out from getting the Kapala because I don't have any bombs, then I have an even bigger problem. I want my shotgun before I go down here. Black market is on this level, so if we find some bombs, we can get them. We're going to take this guy up here and sacrifice. I always want to be careful with my jetpack usage, not to overdo it. Okay, so now we have a bunch of guys that we can shoot. We do have a crate over that way that obviously is not going to be a big help for us. And we're going to have more than enough bodies to sacrifice for the Kapala. It's just a matter of, are we going to have time to get it? I see the black market. Oh, why did it have to hit the orange frog first? I just wanted to hit that last. Shopkeeper is dead already. If I could get over there to that crate, I would bet it would be bombs. One more sacrifice probably for the Kapala. Get this emerald. Nothing going on up here but a lone sapphire. So it looks like we're missing the black market due to nothing but the game being kind of a jerk and not giving me any extra bombs. And we got that one bomb bag from a mystery box in the shop, and everything since then has been nothing but ropes or items that I don't need. Obviously we need more than that one more sacrifice. That's disappointing. Gives me even less time to try to plan a way to get some bombs or get some kind of explosive going on. Which I don't think there is anyway, quite frankly. I am struggling to come up with anything myself. And it's the worst situation knowing that there are crates around that I could access with a single bomb. Both last floor and this floor there were. And I can't get to them, just like I can't get to the black market because I lack bombs. It is one of the most endlessly frustrating moments of Spelunky, when your hopes of a hell run are dashed by something completely out of your control. Why is there no way to get there? If only it hadn't hit that orange frog before the blue one. Guess there's nothing to do but move on. I guess this has become an Olmec run, which is, like I mentioned, exceedingly disappointing. But you know what? Assuming we get some bombs at some point, we'll make this a mothership run. Oh god. I clung onto the edge without noticing it. I almost died there. So, onward we go. We get a Dead or Restless level, which doesn't really bug me or help me all that much. It's just kind of a thing to deal with. Oh, come on now. This is just getting ridiculous. How many crates can you stick that I could reach with one bomb before you decide to give me anything useful? And how many of them are filled with ropes just to be a troll? The patented troll engine. Hey look, a crate that we can actually reach. And it's a web gun. Holy crap, Spelunky. Oh, excuse me. I hate you so much right now, Spelunky. My hatred for you knows no bounds currently. Whoop. That's a problem. This is kind of amusing to watch, although he did just escape because I was sitting there watching him, but that was kind of amusing to watch, him just bouncing around in that little playpen. God, that sound is getting really annoying. I really need to remember to mute Chrome next time I record. I usually do. Or at least I usually try to, even if I forget sometimes and it doesn't make a difference. I usually try to. It's not so bad when you're just listening to the speakers, but when you're trying to record and you have your headset on, it gets a little bit annoying. Okay, so we're gonna have to soldier onwards. If we don't get any more bombs, I highly doubt our ability to do anything good on this run, even to the extent of beating Olmec. Obviously the plasma cannon would alleviate those concerns because that is pretty much infinite bombs. But that also includes some pretty crazy luck to be able to pull off without having bombs. I don't know if I've ever actually witnessed someone get the plasma cannon. Oh my god, seriously? Thank you. You dick of a game. I've still got 8 health. It's not like I'm in concern for health, but still, that could have easily been my death. Down, down, down we go. Take damsel to the exit. Ho! Sorry, give me 1 second. This conversation is far too active to not mute right now. Okay, there we go. That should be taken care of. Let me get OBS back on forefront here. Okay, we're good. And we are going to continue our path of mildly decent run that is held back solely by lack of resources. Honestly, if not for the lack of bombs, I think calling this a would-be hell run is a pretty safe bet, all things considered. Of course, now I get some bombs. So what happened there was... Oops. What happened there was, I set off the landmine, and then thought better of it, and thought I could use this to get this crate for free, and then even if it's not bombs, I haven't wasted a bomb that I'm going to get from the shop to get it. And then I'm like, wait a second, the mine is already ticking, I'm holding a shotgun in my hand, which I would have to drop and pick up the mine before it goes off to be able to pull off the strategy I'm trying to do. And I'm like, this isn't going to work, so I started to back out of it and started to pull back on my control. And by that point, clearly it was too late to manage anything of the sort, and I was just kind of stuck floating there directly next to the mine as it exploded, as I waited for it to explode in my face. Cape would be nice, but not worth trying to rob a gambler for in an attempted speedrun, and we'll go. And that is obviously, given the time of the video right now, what we're going for right now, some Spelunky achievement runs. Of course, I could find the damsel in a convenient place and that altar isn't out of the way. I would love to be able to sacrifice it. This is not worth robbing the shop with either. I was thinking it was, but honestly, shopkeeper robberies are too much of a hassle on speedruns if you aren't getting a top tier item out of it. And granted, bombs are hugely useful in Spelunky. The amount of bombs there in a speedrun is great, but not good enough to account for having to deal with the shopkeeper every floor. And we're down to 1 health because I keep taking idiot fall damage. I knew it was going to happen, but I really didn't have much of a way to get rid of that. And that run had gone sour real quick. So, we are off on the mines again in our attempts to beat the game in 8 minutes or less, which is a difficult achievement. And we're just going to restart because that was horrible and I should have known that I wouldn't escape the arrow trap that easily. So back we go to mines 1.1. Oop. The exit area of this... Oh, I don't know what is happening with my voice. The exit area of this segment is on the right, not on the left. And down, down, down to the exit we go. 17 seconds isn't bad, isn't great. You know what, we might as well grab the Jedi. It's right here, not going to take us that much extra time. Doesn't give us much benefit, except we'll see in the walls if there is a shotgun or a bomb box or something else equally beneficial that will be able to be quickly and easily gathered and improve our chances on the run. That shop would be really easy to rob, but it wouldn't be worth robbing. So onward we go. Probably taking a bit longer on these floors than we should be, quite frankly. You know, there is a certain caliber of... You know, you feel like you're going fast enough on runs, and then you just realize that... Oh god, that damage. I could have grabbed the damsel, but we're just getting out of the floor. We're going to try to do a teleporter-based run, because I somewhat know how to use a teleporter nowadays. Oops. I just telefragged that shopkeeper. That was awesome. That was probably the first time I've ever done that purposefully. Obviously, we have no interest in things like the worm on a speedrun. Oh, there's a jetpack in there! Let me survive! No! That guy woke up before me. If I had gotten that jetpack, we would have been set. To the left, to the left! Hey! Soldiering onwards in our quest for an 8-minute or less Spelunky run, which is probably the second hardest achievement in the game. The hardest one is obviously the no gold run, which is hard not just because it goes against every natural instinct that you have while playing Spelunky. You know, every time you play, picking up gold is just a natural thing to do. But when it comes to the no gold run, you have to go back on all of that. But it's not just that. The other part of it is the fact that you have to kind of meticulously plan your movements in a way that you never do in another type of run, to not only avoid gold, but keep an eye out for things that might obscure gold from your vision. It becomes an increasingly difficult challenge, not to mention the fact that if you buy you can't buy anything from the shops without money, obviously, but you also can't rob the shops really easily when you are doing a no gold run, because every time you kill a shopkeeper they drop money that you then have to try to avoid. So, you know, the no gold run has a challenge that is almost uniquely its own. Something that I've honestly never encountered quite similar of in games, where it just needs to change your entire perspective of how you play the game in order to make it viable. And that is something hugely difficult to do. And it's also going to make it, when I do eventually get it, which I plan to try for, it is also going to make it one of the most rewarding achievements I will ever get in the game. But it is so incredibly difficult to pull off. I could have bought spike shoes there. I don't think it was a good idea. Mostly because we had to go so far out of our way to get into that shop and buy them. I feel like that would have been an unwise use of time. We are going to drop down this way. I was hoping that web wouldn't do exactly what it did, which is to dissipate as soon as I was about to walk over it, or as soon as I was about to land in it. I knew that the gold was going to make it dissipate. Now there I didn't think I was going to take fall damage, I'll be honest with you. I kind of thought that was going to be a safe fall. But yeah, the web incident, I thought that I would have time to get into the web before the gold broke it, and that would slow my fall. That would have slowed my fall enough to not take fall damage. But I did not quite have enough time, so that didn't work out as planned. I honestly should probably go for that damsel to the altar. It's going to take me some extra time, but I think I should do it. Honestly, I should probably take the damsel to the exit for health, if I'm being perfectly honest, but an extra item can be the difference between winning and losing a speedrun. So, climbing gloves. That's actually a negative as a whole to a speedrun. You know, for this level of speedrun, maybe not quite so much, but for, you know, trying to get through the game quickly, you're going to grab on edges you don't mean to a lot more often, and it's going to probably cause you more problems than they help. But regardless, I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. It will be helpful for surviving the ice caves. This situation kind of scares me. That worked out though. And we actually got a nice little shortcut downwards. That bat is going to be a jerk and start following me, but we can easily get out of his range. We can grab this damsel in about 5 seconds if I had not messed up. And we're going to go. So now we're at 2 health, which is slightly less cautionary than 1 health, but not by a whole lot. That was really close to jumping onto that man trap, who actually just ate, that one actually just ate a skeleton, which is hugely helpful to me, because that might have hit me where I was hanging to avoid the other man trap. And we continue our soldiering onwards, not really checking our time because it worries me that we're going too slow. What do we have in our shop here? It's hired help, no interest at all. In fact, if anything, he would more likely than usual get me killed, and that is obviously not something that I would like to happen. And off we go. Let's see what our time is. We are currently at 2:03 ending, and we're at 2:32. So, not horribly as a whole, I guess. Oh god. I don't like this situation. Oh, yep. I had to react quickly or I was going to get stabbed with spikes. I knew I was going to take fall damage, and it just so happened that I bounced onto spikes from it. So regardless, thank you guys as always for coming out and watching. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. I know I've been a bit rambly, but oh well. It's probably a good thing actually, and all things considered, it's probably better to ramble than it is for my normal kind of reservedness. So I'm kind of happy for how this episode has gone. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope that my deaths have been at least somewhat satisfying to you, as disappointing as painful as they are to me. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Later, everyone.